I had the guys go get champagne and pop it on air. And I've obviously got a long trip ahead of me and a lot of work to do today, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not a big drinker. But let me tell you, tonight in New York, I'm going to go out to dinner with, tomorrow night, Gerald Celente. But with Ted Anderson, you better believe, and I don't even like champagne that much, there's going to be a bottle of expensive champagne being drunk. Because, I mean, this is awesome. And we are about to see something that is so off the charts, just absolutely fantastic. I am beside myself right now with glee. The huge dam-breaking, just Drudge Report, Newsweek, Time, BBC, London Guardian, hundreds of other papers, Bilderberg, World Government. What are they talking about in there? We've got the moles inside. We've got the intel. We've got live video. And now 3 prominent, one of them is like, I was looking him up in the last few weeks. I'd read about him years ago. He's bigger than Ron Paul in Switzerland. I mean, the Ron Paul of Switzerland, very high level in the parliament, right up beneath the prime minister, is marching on Bilderberg today. The prime minister came out. It was in Swiss papers. We did screenshots of those, put them on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And they are getting, those are now up on the site with the headlines that the prime minister says they don't like the meeting happening there. I mean, it is a rebuke. See, with their trillions, with their fancy suits, with their Mercedes, with their armed guards, with all of this mystique and the helicopters, everybody just bows down to them. Why? They're crooks. It's like Bank of America thinking they can take houses without even having any type of deed, or somebody buys the house in cash. They have no history, no claim. They come and take it. The court says, well, it's 5 months later. We said give them their house back. You haven't. So we're going to send deputies to seize your bank and take the cash out and pay them on the barrelhead. That's the people's court. That's America. That's Switzerland. That's what the Dutch had. That's real freedom. Nobody else ever had what the Swiss have had. Nobody ever had what people in America had. Nobody ever had what the Dutch had. And they're taking it away. It's a lie that our system came from the Greeks and the Romans. There's a little bit of that in there. It's Swiss, and people better get that through their head. They want it. The Swiss are all given automatic weapons and hand grenades, and then they have yearly searches in the house to make sure the guns are hidden. To make sure if a foreign government comes in, your guns are so hidden, our own gun finders can't find them. I mean, that's what it's all about. People are like, well, one of the freest groups, the richest group, lowest crime rate in the world, automatic weapons, hand grenades, grenade launchers. The crime rate is non-existent. And I'm telling you, that's why it's happening there. The people are marching on that thing, and the big demonstration is tomorrow. The big demonstration is tomorrow, high noon. There's other demonstrations going. If you're in Europe, I mean, if you're in places like Germany, France, Italy, of course, Austria, you're 2 hours away from St-Moritz if you live near the border. I don't care if you're 10 hours away. Get there. Eastern Europe. These are the globalists that have already sucked you dry over and over again. These are the robber barons. These are the crooks. These are the austerity masters. These are the people. These are the globalists. These are the control freaks. These are the individuals that are the enemies of free humanity. So, burn rubber. Get there. Get on a train. Get there. Confront them. The police have been told by multiple members of parliament who are now arriving on site, one of them already there. They are telling him, listen, police. They've sent letters to the police, letters to the prosecutors. You leave the people alone. You let them cover this. And we're going, and you arrest Henry Kissinger. There's an EU arrest warrant out for him. You get in there and you get him. You get in there and you get him. And now they're about to march up there. And I got to go get on a plane in 2 hours. I got Aaron and them coming up. I'm going to cut it close. I'm going to be into the third hour today, riding shotgun with them. This is off the charts. I'll take a later flight tonight. I have got to be here while this happens. This is so exciting. This is history happening. This is the New World Order being identified. Identified. Okay, Dominique Bettig, who's one of the senior members of the parliament in Switzerland, is preparing, about to arrive in the next 30 minutes, and then to march on Bilderberg shortly after that, after they organize. Our crew, Aaron Dykes, Paul Watson, are with them. This is imminent happening. Letters have been delivered to the police telling them to stand down. This is absolutely incredible. We Are Change delivered the letter. They are in the parliamentary letter, mentions We Are Change. Switzerland. This is off the charts. Joining us is London Guardian reporter Charlie-Skelton, who's been arrested in years past just trying to cover Bilderberg. And he joins us, a great reportage we've been reading at The Guardian, also linked up at drudgereport.com. Charlie, good to have you here with us.
It's very good to be here.
What do you make of this historic thing that's happening right now? Are you in the middle of it right now?
I'm not. There's a lot of historic things going on at the moment, it seems. That's just one of them. And there's actually three, I think, I'm told there's 3 Swiss MPs that are currently there. So that's quite a number of serious people that are concerned about what's going on in their country.
Well, break down from your reportage what you think the most important points are.
Oh my goodness. Well, the most important thing that's just happened here is that the Chancellor of the Exchequer of Great Britain, George Osborne, has just been confirmed as attending, not as a private individual, but as the Chancellor of the Exchequer in an official capacity. So, and he's there with Treasury staff, and I presume that the British taxpayer is paying for that. And so this raises an enormous number of questions, because the Treasury told me that he's here and he's meeting with other international foreign ministers. So you've got a situation where the Chancellor of the Exchequer is meeting in an official capacity, discussing presumably then policy with with heads of state, other finance ministers, with the head of Airbus, with the head of Deutsche Bank, with a Russian oligarch. I mean, what's going on? And it's a 4-day, very in-depth conference. And why exactly is that summit, I think we can call it a summit, taking place behind closed doors? It's an absolute disgrace.
Well, Charlie, what do you make of them putting up this giant shower curtain? I thought that was a good piece you wrote, excellent piece, describing how guilty they act.
Well, I just find it, do you know what? I genuinely find it embarrassing. I find it childish. I mean, you've probably seen them before, yeah, and I've seen them. You see delegates arriving and they throw themselves down the back seat of the car and they hold the newspaper up to their face. And they duck down, roll around, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're not behaving like a grown-up.
These are royalty, Fortune 500, elected politicians, many of them breaking the law to be there. That's why they're covering their faces up, because for decades the media wouldn't admit this was real. Charlie, what do you think now, knowing, because it's been in the news that BBC, Washington Post were attending this decades ago and lying to their viewers and readers and telling them it didn't exist?
Well, you know what, it's an extraordinary thing, and you can feel, and I've been doing this for 3 years, so I'm still a youngster in Bilderberg terms, but even in that short time, you can feel the pressure that's being put on the mainstream media from the, let's call them the alternative media, although there are some mainstream media here, but from the pressure that's coming upwards and forcing upwards from the ground this story and saying, look, it's important, look, there are important people here, look at them, look, here's a photograph I've got through a car window, this is important, this is a head of a bank, this is my foreign minister. Please pay attention, mainstream media, please pay attention. And the force of it, there's so much determination you can see amongst the citizen journalists, particularly the determination to make this story real by having it break it upwards into the mainstream media. And I think it's happening. It's going to take some time. It may not be this year, but it's getting there. It's getting there. And when the Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne, does something so stupid to attend this meeting in an official capacity rather than as a private individual, surely, I'm just waiting on this. It's just broken now. Surely the British media, at the very least, are going to pick up on this. And if they don't, then it's absolutely disgraceful. I'm just disgusted at the thought they won't. I tell you what, I did a thing that...
Well, maybe he'll put a D notice out. Maybe you'll get the government D notice that you can't report. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, good luck with that. I mean, I don't know. We've got the freedom of information request now, and hopefully, British citizens are going to be putting them in and finding out, what exactly were you talking about? You have to tell us now by law. You're not George Osborne. You're George Osborne, MP, Chancellor of the Exchequer. It's a big, very, very significant difference that's just taken place. And I did one of those things that...
Stay there, Charlie. Skelton, the London Guardian, the biggest paper in Europe, arguably, not just in England. Can you stay with us a little bit into the next segment?
Sure.
All right, Charlie Skelton. It is nearly impossible for me to get butterflies. I get angry very easy. I have a lot of energy. But it's hard for me to get butterflies. I'll get chills of excitement, but I don't get butterflies. Ladies and gentlemen, I got butterflies like I'm 11 years old, about to ask a girl to, go to the movies for the first time. And yes, when I was 11, I was already saying, trying to talk to girls' parents at public school and get them to come pick me up, or my parents come pick them up and take them to a movie. I got butterflies like that. All the other 11-year-olds were saying they still hated girls, not me. I liked them the minute I saw them. But side issue, the point is I've got major butterflies, 5 more minutes with Charlie-Skelton. We got Bob-Chapman waiting in the wings with economic breakdown. So many big things happening, but we're in the next 30 minutes to an hour. They're about to arrive. We just had a member of Parliament on. We're going to work on getting the main member, who is the equivalent of Ron Paul, over there, Dominique Bettig, who is going to march on Bilderberg. He sent letters to the Bilderberg group, police that are guarding him, that he's their boss and what they're doing is illegal, and he wants Kissinger arrested. There's a arrest warrant out for him, and they're openly saying, you want world government, we don't want it, you're not going to destroy Switzerland. This is how a country behaves. This is what it's all about. These people are scum. They're usurpers. They're taking us over. Wake up! Wake up! We can sweep them aside. Now, 2 issues here. It just broke. It's up on Infowars.com. In fact, it may just be on the internal network now. It may not be live yet. No, it's live. It's live. We're going to put it on screen for everybody. Bombshell. Swiss parliamentarians to force way into Bilderberg. Bombshell. Swiss parliamentarians to force way into Bilderberg. You heard it from a prominent member of Parliament 30 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago. The letter's been sent. This is too awesome. This is too awesome. I cannot tell you how big this is. We also are launching a email magazine / special videos only for folks that sign up, because we can't just trust YouTube and Google and Twitter. We got to have our own Twitter system. We're going to the old basic email that's low tech with a high tech overlay. There's a special exclusive video only on our servers. There's a special exclusive article by Kurt Nimmo and a bunch of other exclusive photos at the InfoWars Insider, Volume 1, Issue 1, right now, top right-hand corner of Infowars.com. Just put in your email, and bam, sign up, and it goes out at 2 o'clock today, an hour and 25 minutes from now, the maiden voyage of that Infowars Insider. Special reports, hottest news, inside scoop, exclusive videos, incredible inside report with the latest info, and it's going out to InfoWars Insiders in T-minus 1 hour, 25 minutes, so sign up now, but there it is on screen. Finishing up with Charlie-Skelton, and then to the incredible, I just got chills again. I mean, everything's starting to happen. China says the U.S. has already defaulted on the debt. Of course, I told you that, but it's now official. Oh, my. I mean, this is huge. I can't even believe this is happening. It's all coming down. Charlie-Skelton, do you not have the same feeling that everything, the wars, the implosions, the depressions, the corruption, the scandals, are just everything is racing now like they did in other times in history before World War I, World War II? Can you not feel the electricity in the air, Charlie-Skelton?
Yeah, it's difficult because we're only here and now, so to take a perspective like that. But certainly there's stuff happening. And when you say something like the story about the Chinese debt, the default, it's very interesting to note that there's 2 Chinese delegates at Bilderberg this year, which I believe is fairly unusual. And
I believe that's the first time. I think there's been a Chinese businessman there before. Yeah, no, this is big. Yeah. This is big powwow.
And they've got a Chinese professor of economics from Peking University, and that's why. But you just wouldn't expect that really from Bilderberg. But maybe there's a crisis going on, not just for us, for you and me. Maybe there's a bigger crisis going on. I don't know. That would be nice.
Any other key points? What's coming up next in your incredible reportage? Give us any of your websites or places where we can find out more about the great job you do.
Well, just go to the Guardian website, guardian.co.uk, and have a look at the news. In fact, search Bilderberg, because there's not much out there, to be quite honest. So it should pop up fairly easily. We're about to head up the hill and see what exactly is going to happen. And you're absolutely right, that would be extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary, if 3 MPs marched up to the police cordon. I mean, I just don't know what they're going to do.
No, they've told me they're doing it, and they've also told the gentleman that was with the other Swiss minister that they are doing it, and the big cheese is set to arrive here in just the next 20, 30 minutes or so. They may get organized, but they're right up at that public building, right up the street.